Hello, everybody. This is Dominic, aka D Knows Sense. I knows these things. When you see me smelling, when you smell me, not too close. That's weird. I come to you today to present a fragrance from the house of Parfums De Marly. Let's get in there. Boom. This box you're giving your order online. Well, you big time. Let's slide this on out. This is my full review. I've had this fragrance for a little bit over a month now. And I'm going to tell you all about it. Let's look at the presentation in the box and all stuff, how they gave it to me. Haltane has notes of bergamot, lavender, clary sage, saffron, cedarwood, praline, natural oud, patchouli, vetiver, musk, leather, and natural agarwood. Now there's levels to this. So basically what they're saying is two different types of oud in this fragrance. Natural oud is the part where the beetle actually goes into the tree, eats out the middle of the tree, and then the tree tries to protect itself, creates a sap, and then that creating of a sap, the beetle leaves, and eventually it takes over and kills the tree. It's a certain time you have to cut the tree, and a certain place you have to cut the tree at, so that way you can harvest the agarwood, which comes from the agar tree, and that's the part above where the beetle went, and it's a region both, and that's the most common part of oud that we often receive from a tree. Receiving fragrance, and then there's an actual part that's actual oud, and that's the part where the beetle actually went in and like the sap and stuff like that. Two completely different smells, and it's a certain time it has to be harvested, because if it waits too long it goes extremely medicinal, and to most people that's completely unwearable. And then it's a correct amount of time. And the great thing about Parfums De Marly is when they harvest oud, every time they cut a tree down, they plant another tree. So, take and give. Can't beat that. Most places just try and just take, and don't give back. So that's one plus the Parfums De Marly I also like. And another great thing about them is they're all natural, 90% all natural. So that's almost unheard of in fragrance companies. Only 5 companies do that. One big plus to all Marlys, and you see I have a nice collection of them. Especially the dark ones. I haven't seen it yet with the new ones, but like Harriet, Lane Exclusive, stuff like that. The longer you have them, the stronger they get over time. So because these bottles, White Porch design them, they're made with tempered glass, they're UV protected, so sunlight don't damage them. It keeps a nice temperature inside for the juice, so they actually kind of ferment like wine. So they actually get a little bit better over time. So in 4 or 5 years, this is going to be even crazier. Now, my actual thoughts on the fragrance. A lot of people often say, oh, it's these two, they kind of borrowed some from this and that. When people smell this, it has like a 5-minute period where they're like, oh, I can smell a little bit of baccarat. When people smell this, they get no baccarat at all. So you see the lines are getting a little bit buried. This is cleaner. This has the natural and the agarwood, and it has the lavender, has saffron in it. So I can see where you draw that line in nutmeg and patchouli. This one, so they have some things that are very similar, but when you add the praline, when you add the bergamot, the clary sage, it takes it on it starts taking it on a completely different trip. It also has musk and leather. So this is more complex than this. This is not about the notes. This is more about being creative and experience and how it makes you feel. While this is more note driven, and the perfumer is kind of working over the pyramid and creating something a little bit different. As far as performance, on a lot of people, they say they get 20 hours, 16 hours, and it's a compliment monster beast. I've had this bottle for quite some time. I've wore it probably like 10 times because I wanted to get that same experience. I probably got like one compliment with it. It's not as big of a compliment on me, and I really can't smell it. And as much as I like a fragrance that performs well and smell, I want to be able to enjoy it myself because I'm spending a lot of money. I don't really smell with this. It olfactory fatigue kind of blocks. I know it's there because when I take off my clothes, I still smell it. Like oud for happiness to me is much stronger, much stronger. I get like 16 hours of heavy with that. And when Haltane, I get a 10 plus hour, maybe 16 hours of push, and I constantly smell it. I've smelled it on other people. It smells phenomenal. It lingers. The sillage on this is really nice. The projection is nice. You can have both of these in your collection. They actually mix well nice together because, of course, they have 4 notes that are similar. But the greenness in this, the leather, the praline takes this to a completely different level. And I get it. When you spray it, it's a few minutes where you can go, oh, they're the same thing. It's not different. But when you let it dry down on skin, this is a completely different, it's a game changer. It's slowly becoming one of my top 5 Marlys. It's the first few times in wearing this, sorry, phone's going on. The first few times in wearing this, I got at least 4 compliments. I wore this, and to go a step further, I wore this fragrance to a Parfums De Marly initial event, where you have all the sales reps, the top sales reps from all over the U.S. in the central market area, and people will stop me asking me what I was wearing. No one stopped me and said, "Are you wearing Oud for Greatness?" No one thought it was. They thought I was wearing something from a different brand. It gave them a completely different experience. So for all the people like, "Oh, this is just another Oud for Greatness," it's not. It to me is. It's something I can actually smell throughout the day. It's very potent. It projects very well. This projects very well as well. But I can actually smell this one on me. Not to either one. I think they're both great fragrances. I think they both perform really well. They both have a great following. A lot of people swear by Oud for Greatness. I swear by Haltane. The greenness in it, it has a fresher. It's fresh. The praline sweetness kind of like sweeps across it. And then you have the oud and the leather and the musk. I just feel like this is a must-have. And then also one thing I found out is that on people it smells different. I smell either just like how the bottle sprays, or it goes extremely oudy. The leather comes out on some people's skin. On some people, the praline goes out it comes out like a musky praline, which is kind of like very sexy and sweet. Then I've seen some people go super green on. And it's also, I've had people that sprayed on their skin, did not like it, and then come back the next day and buy it because once it dried down, they got a completely different thing. So this develops throughout the day. And it kind of comes and goes where you think, oh, it's gone. And then next thing you know, you can smell it overload. As your body heats up, this performs more. While this one, I feel like, because it has less notes, it's more concentrated, it's linear pretty much across. So I think this kind of goes in a different direction. So I think this is going to be consistent throughout the day in what you get. And this is going to change. It's going to have ebbs and flows with it. So my thoughts on Haltane, I think, if you're a Marly lover, there's no way you don't have this. If you're a Marly hater and you like, they just don't really have nothing, try this one out. Let it sit on skin, let it ride. This may be the one that makes you reconsider and relook at Marly. And out of all Marlys, I feel like this is the one, if you're into mixing, which we're not, Marly's not really big into mixing. Also, by the way, I work for Parfums De Marly. So this is not like me trying to sell or advertise it. It's just my personal experience being unbiased, but I do have to add that in there. To me, this is slowly becoming one of my favorite fragrances. And I had other people smell it, other people wear it, and they're telling me the same thing. So if not, get a decan, buy a small bottle, whatever. And as we get to 100 followers, I get to 100 subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to give away a free decant, like a 5 ml. So it's like 80, 90 sprays in one bottle. That'll be yours. And I'm going to give 3 of them away. So top 3 people. So like, subscribe on the YouTube page. And then also tell other people, and as you refer people, the top 3 people that has the most referrals, they're saying, oh, this person told me to come to this page, they get the bottles, they get the samples of that. And I'm going to also put some other stuff together. So until next time, peace up, A-Town down, D-Town sideways. It's your boy, D No Sense.